Okay, ladies, welcome to this lower body reset session. So if you deal with tight hips, achy knees, lower back stiffness, or occasional sciatic type symptoms, this short routine is for you. We are going to focus on improving mobility through the hips, activating the glutes, building a little stability around the knees and lower back, and finishing with some gentle stretches to help you move and feel better. So you can use this session on a rest day, before a workout, as an extended warm-up, or really any time you've been sitting down for long periods and your body is feeling a bit stiff and sluggish. So as always, work within a comfortable range of motion for you. We are not looking to push through pain here. Move slowly, gently and with control, and if anything doesn't feel right at any time for your body, simply skip it or just reduce your range of movement. So we are going to get started with some really gentle spinal mobility with some standing roll down. So as with our other little workout, our other mobility session, we're just going to aim for around 8 reps of each. So hopefully this is something that you can easily remember and just flow through nicely without the need to set any timers or anything. So for your roll down, we're just going to take our feet hip width apart. You're going to roll down vertebra by vertebra, vertebra by vertebra. So taking the head down and really trying to just roll down tiny bit at a time, just as low as is comfortable for you. If your range is here or even here, that is fine, just till you feel a nice stretch. Take a moment in your bottom position and then reverse it, rolling all the way up, vertebra by vertebra at a time. Imagine them kind of stacking up on top of each other to the top, and then take it back down. So first with your neck all the way down, so tucking the chin, really rolling, 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 rolling. Hold for a second. Slowly, slowly, slowly back up. And again. Stretching at the bottom. I'm just going to do one more to keep it really nice and short. So that's 6. But like I said, if you've got time, try and do a couple more. You might want to go for 8. Obviously, if you're shorter on time, you can keep it a little bit shorter. So I'm just stretching into it a little bit more now, because that feels good for me. And I'm going to do one more. Now, if your mobility allows, or if you fancy as well, another little nice thing you can do when you add on to reach the bottom is to just come up and down a couple of times here. So just checking in with your knees, seeing how your knees are feeling. If you can't keep your hands on the floor, that is absolutely fine. You can just work within your own range. So you can add on a couple of those as well. Roll it all the way back up. So really enjoying the movement and taking that time to kind of come back to your body, focus on yourself again. We're going to take it down to the floor now. So in this first little section, we really are just mobilizing the body. So we're going to come down into our glute bridge position. So feet on the floor, knees hip width apart, tucked quite into your bottom. Nice deep breath in to the ribs. On that exhale, we're really going to push that belly button into the floor and then just lift. So you don't need to come up to a full kind of glute bridge like we do in our workouts. We're just doing a little pelvic tilt. Inhale down and exhale lift. Just gently mobilizing. Connect to the breath. Feel that engagement of the core. Just gently activating. And exhale. Lift. I'm just going to do one more there. And down. Slowly coming up to a seated position. we are going to do a nice hip mobiliser, our 90-90. So you're just going to take one leg at 90 degrees here and the other leg at 90 degrees there. You can support yourself on your hands behind you, and we're just going to windscreen wiper around from side to side. So this is a really nice one to get those hips going. Now, if you feel able, you can come forward, take a little lean over your legs there. Just support yourself as you come round and stretch over. You'll feel a nice stretch on the side of this leg here as you come round. And gradually you can work your way up to coming all the way up and switching around between the two positions without putting your hands down. Obviously, if you need a little bit of support in the early stages, just work within your range. Again, just doing what feels good for you. If you just need to focus on this a little bit here, that knee's not coming down, maybe just focus on doing your windscreen wipers there, taking it nice and slow. And we're going to do a couple more like that. Swing our legs round, coming onto all fours. We're going to come up onto our knees and we're going to scoop that leg through to sink into that nice hip flexor stretch now. So again, opening up the hips a little bit more, lifting up nice and high. And then what feels nice and quite nice and flowy from this position is we can just hold here, really sinking into that front leg, transfer the weight back, and then fold over your front leg, coming into a bit of a hamstring stretch there. So I really like this flow. You'll see we do this a lot in our kind of cool downs as well. I just think this flows really nicely. If that's not within your flexibility and range at the moment, you can just have a little stretch here. So just come into your low lunge here, trying to feel that stretch there. You can then switch back and do the hamstring stretch there and just flick between that a couple of times, doing it standing if that is not quite within your practice yet. So we're going to take that foot back and just repeat on the other side. Scoop the arms up and through. So again, just working at a pace feels nice for you. Just holding for a few seconds there. Really stretching up. Coming back, folding over the leg. Holding for a few seconds. So just switching, maybe like 4 or 5 times each side. Just flowing nicely, coming back to your body. Really stretching into it, really enjoying this movement. Remember, our bodies were meant to move like this. We were not meant to just sit at chairs all day long doing nothing. We were meant to kind of move and flow. So enjoy coming back to your body in this way. Now, we're going to do a little bit more of activation. So if you have got a small resistance band at this point, you can grab that. If you haven't got one, don't worry. You can totally just go through these moves without. If you haven't got any yet and you want to get them, they're really inexpensive, little resistance bands like this. And they're really useful for when you're traveling as well. You can do so many things with these. You'll see we start incorporating them more in our workouts as we move through the program. So we're going to come back down to the ground again. We're just going to put this on if you've got one. So whereas we just did pelvic tilts before, this time we are going to go into a full glute bridge. And if you've got that band, when you come up, so inhale, exhale, you can really squeeze the legs out there. And we're just going to go for 8. Even if you haven't got that band, you can lift, you can push the legs out, feel that squeeze. Inhale, exhale, roll up, squeeze. Now I'm just going to do 5 more there. 5, nice and slow. 4, 3, squeeze the legs outwards. 2, last one. 1. Hold. Coming up to standing now. So we're going to keep that band on. Again, if you haven't got this band, you could totally just do some of these body weight. We're just going to come down into a kind of squat position as far as is comfortable for you. And we're just going to do some banded walks. So keep the tension in that band, so not bringing the legs totally together, or you will lose the band like so. So just coming side to side. Again, we'll just do like 8 this way. So that's like 2. Go back side to side, about 8 times. 3, 4. And I'm going to do 4 more times. Keeping that tension in that band. If you haven't got the band, just keeping the legs nice and wide. Last few. Now, we could actually keep this band for the next exercise. You could do like a banded split squat from here, but I find this rolls up my legs a little bit. Or again, you can just do this body weight. So we're just going to focus on our split squat, which is where we just take our legs from in a nice train track position, split your stance, and you're basically just coming into your lunge position there. So again, if you struggle with lunges, which a lot of people do, these are a great little exercise to just do body weight only as part of this little mobility routine. You can grab a chair and you can just do your supported split squat. So taking a nice big step back from that train track position. We're just going to do 8 on one side. Really focusing in your mobility sessions on increasing that range, focusing on your form so that when you load the movement up, you are nice and stable and you are doing it properly and you've built strength and increased that range of motion. So perhaps if you struggle with your weighted lunges to get to here, focus when you're doing it in these mobility sessions, try and come down as low as possible with that bit of extra support. Doing that a couple of times a week is going to help increase that range, as in how far you can get down. And then you're just going to switch and do the other side. So train track position, nice big step back, and 8 on the other side. Keep going. Again, really focusing on getting as low as you can with a bit of extra support, but doing it, focusing on slow, controlled movements and range in these sessions, as opposed to just kind of going for it perhaps when you're doing your workout. Let's just do 3 more. 2 and 1. Nice, that one. Nice and easy. Now, coming down to further stabilize our lower body. Again, this is an exercise you'll see we do in our workouts. But again, here you can just really focus on connecting to that breath, really breathing into the movement, stretching into it, stabilizing. This is a great stabilizing exercise to help with your core and lower body moves. So we're going to do our bird dogs. So bird dog is your on all fours and exhale, stretching out, inhale down and really extending into it. So really take your time, really feel the stretch. When we slow it down like this, you can feel it's actually almost harder in a way. Really focusing on that movement, that mind-muscle connection, stabilizing your whole body. Let's go for a few more of those. And one more. Okay, flipping it over now. We are going to do something called a hamstring nerve glide. So again, this is going to be really good if you suffer with sciatica. But again, just go super gently. Don't push through any sharp stabbing pain. Don't overly push it. We just want to give ourselves a very gentle stretch. So we're going to come down onto our backs. So you can either have your bottom leg straight or bent. You're just going to bring the other leg into your chest. And we're going to basically raise the leg up with a pointed toe. And then flex that leg. So you're just pulling back to that point of mild tension. Take it down from there. Nice flexed foot. When you get to the bottom, flick the toe, point it. You might want to try and come in a little bit closer. Uncurl the leg. Start feeling that tension. And flick. And down. So we're just going up with a pointed toe. Stretching as much as you can. Flick that down. And around. And then what you can do when you reach the top on the last one, you can keep the foot flexed there and you can just do little pulses. Pulse, pulse, pulse. And you can do a few more up, downs, just up, down till you feel a nice amount of tension there. And this is a really good one for the backs of those legs. So take it down, change sides. So remember, you can do this with your leg down if possible. If your flexibility is still quite limited, you might want to keep that leg up. So we're going to inhale with pointed foot, exhale, feel that stretch in the back of the leg, and then take it down. Inhale with pointed foot up. Flick the foot round, feel that stretch. So your leg might only be here. I'm quite bendy naturally. So my leg is quite far back. If yours is here, don't worry. That is totally fine. As long as you are feeling that nice stretch, you might be here, you might be here. As long as you feel like you are getting that nice stretch in that hamstring, you should feel the back of that leg firing up. I'm going to do a couple more. Oh, lost my rhythm then. And down, and we can flick it up, and we can do that little pulse, pulse, pulse. There, you can bring the leg up and down a few times with the foot flexed as well. It's called flossing, basically. Don't ask me why. Flossing the nerve, so just getting that stretching, just really gently working the back of that leg. And take it down. We're going to flip it around now. So from here, you could either come into your figure 4 stretch. So your glute, this is your glute stretch here. So your leg comes up onto the knee. Or another nice one for the outer side of the leg there and the glutes is the pigeon. So you could get into your pigeon in a really nice, gentle way from this position here, bending that top leg and then just gently coming over. If you can't get this back leg fully straight here, just focus on doing it from here. You might want to keep this back leg tucked here, and you can just bend over this front leg. Have a little stretch there. Again, you can just take some nice little flows down and up. Channel your inner kind of yoga goddess. Whatever feels good, really. If you can get the leg all the way round, so straight out behind you, coming into your pigeon there. The more you bring this foot out, the more of a stretch you'll get. So if I want to work myself a little bit harder, I'll just pull that foot out a little bit. And again, folding over that front leg. Just doing some nice flows there. That feels nice. And down. And up. I mean, you might want to just take it down and just have a little fold and a little kind of wiggle around there if that feels nice. Slowly switch sides. So just taking it to the other side again. So you can just come into like a modified pigeon pose here. Fold over that leg, have a nice little flow there, hang out for a little while there, or come into your full pigeon with your leg extended, bringing the foot out there if you need a little bit more of a challenge. So the more you bring that foot out, the harder it will be. Taking that nice fold up and down. Just flow with it, enjoy it, have a bit of fun with it, maybe put some nice blinky plonky music on. And up. So I'm just going to do another one, and that feels good now. So I'm just going to hold that down there and have a little bit of a rock and then wiggle around in that position. And then from here, we're just going to finish up coming into a lovely child's pose. But we are going to stretch out our lats a little bit. So again, like our lower back area, stretching out there. And we're going to finish up by just walking the hands over to one side. So like to the diagonal, you can place one hand on top of the other and really sit back again then into your sort of heels. And you should feel a really nice stretch along the side, like the opposite side to which you've walked your hands to, if that makes sense. And just holding there. Come back to centre. And sit back into the hips again. Stretch. You can feel really lovely stretch all along this side. Stretching out that back. One last deep breath in. Exhale, come back to centre. And you can either finish there or you could finish up with some cat-cows again, just to kind of literally round it out. These always feel good. Try and hold in each position for a couple of seconds. Don't rush it. Really breathing into it. And exhale. And that is basically it. So that should not take too long, probably about 10 minutes once you've kind of really got it down and you know the moves and you can kind of flow through it. I will do a proper follow along video at some point very soon and edit that nicely for YouTube and for the app. You can always just do another circuit of that. So if you've got time, if you've got like half an hour, maybe 20 minutes, you could just flow through that little kind of circuit of moves again. And that is just a really good little lower body prehab reset, whatever you want to call it. Great complement to all the work that we're doing with our weights. So I hope you enjoyed that. And I will see you next time.